This one of my hometown. I always tell people I got two hometowns. Minnesota was like a second home to me, and Illinois, Carbondale, Illinois. That's where I was raised and born. But I wanted to do this video because a lot of people are not aware of how to get into this business, what to do. Again, I'm not a philosopher. I'm not a person that's, I have skin in the game. I ain't survived the year after year after year networking, working with other people on different properties, working on different scenarios, different situations. So the more situations you work with, the more you're able to learn. But that gets me to this right here. This is a property that's in foreclosure. It has been purchased by the bank. For those who don't understand where I'm going with this is, there's different types of government contracts or even people that specifically, shout out to Mike Jacka, people that specifically will purchase a property that's through the bank, depending on what your resources or what your level of education on how to work that system. You can get into these deals pretty cheaply. Again, it just depends on what you know and what I don't want to say financing tool, but what is your financing vehicle that you are using to purchase this real estate. But as you can see, purchasing it for $720K. For those who have that money or those who have access to a certain part of money, this could be good. This really don't look too bad. But again, we would have to go through all the units to see. But based off that picture, it looks decent. But as the seasoned people say, shout out to them. A picture can show you things you need to go see. But guys, I just wanted to show you this. So this is what it was reportedly making, 120K. 127K. That's projected. That's projected what it was projected to make. This one should sell fast. Yeah, it look good. It don't look bad. It don't look beat up. Sometimes you come across these properties where they look beat up. It don't look beat up. But it has been sitting for a while. It'll have to take somebody. One sec. How easy it is to do these things. For me, I'm an acquisition manager. I'm working for the individual that's doing it, and I'm watching how he putting it together. I'm in the room. I'm listening to him. I'm watching his attorney. I'm watching his transaction team. I'm watching his people underneath him. So I'm seeing the whole thing, and I'm seeing how it works. This right here, this would be another beast. This would be somebody else. This is something, again, every investor is different, which is why I have different disposition companies. Some investors, they may only focus on this. I know Mike Jacka, he did a bank sale a few times. Shout out to Mike Jacka. For me, different buyers do different things, and they fixate on it. Like for me, I'm heavy on seller financing. If you specifically focus in on it, it'll allow you to, get it. So, again, how to buy a bank owned property. We ain't gonna go through everything, but cash purchase, simple. Go get a conventional loan. Shout out to Diego. Shout out to Diego. That was one of the things he was talking about, going directly to the auction and using a hard money. So, you could use a hard money. A DSCR loan, I don't know why they have that there. Usually, they're going based off income, which is why it says the NOI. So what I just want to do is show everybody how easy it is to do these things. Like, you just got to have the hustle. If you got the hustle, you good. Of course, there's going to be things that you don't know. But ultimately, if you got the hustle, you good. For me, when I look at my process, again, I was a young buck trying to figure it out. I had already had a hustle. So real estate was like a hobby on top of the hustle. You know what I mean? And what really sold me again, watching that Mark Winton video, and I sat back one day and I said, I'm chasing pennies compared to what these niggas is chasing over here. No disrespect. I just was like, I'm like, mentally, if you compare the amount of money that they making over here versus what you making flipping shit, you know, to make that type of large money, you got to consistently flip large things. For me at the time, that again, I always say this, the person that I spoke to, he was like, "Nah, man, this ain't it. You want to go do something else." But I do see there is a lot of deals out there. There's deals out there. There's ways for you to, finesse, legally. But you can be a deal sourcer. That's kind of what I'm doing. You go out there and go look for deals. Um, people willing to people willing to pay you a lot of money if you could bring them the deal that they're looking for. The reason why is because there's millions of properties being sold. I think they said it's like 1,000 properties every month or something like that. It might be more. I don't know. I just remember somebody kept saying like there's millions of properties being sold. And every single day there's more being listed and some being taken off the market. So you have to understand that, and there's endless amounts of leads or inventory, as they say, to go after. um when you are putting these things together, when you are going after these type of properties, these bank owned properties, find you a mentor. Find you somebody that's willing to give you some game. Again, I always shout out Flip. Flip, aka Tyrone Taylor. He was the one that was always giving me game for the free. You know what I mean? Like, giving me game. And I was